What is up, YouTube? Team Dreadnought here, giving you a deck profile, long-awaited deck profile, because we already given you Blade Master, and
along with deck profile.
We realized that we didn't record this for some damn reason, so we are here bringing you this profile. This is going to be Kagero, and it is the Dragonic Overlord, the cross build. I'm very surprised it took us this long to upload this video, considering it was made, I think, before the Blade Master.
I kept saying
It was. I think this deck was completed before the Blade Master deck was.
Yeah, you refused to do a damn deck profile of it.
I didn't refuse to do it.
Yes,
I think we just forgot about it.
No, we kept saying it, but you
No, we kept saying do profiles, and you're like, no, it's not done, or I'm trying to test something out or something.
Oh, that's right, because I kept selling crosses. That's right.
That's your fault.
I'm making that many.
That's your fault.
Anywho.
We could have done one.
Anyway, the starters, Red Pulse Draco Kid, we all know what he does. I'm not even going to go over him.
Great researcher.
And we have 4 Mother Orb, Heal Trigger. I'm switching to a lot of G triggers now, just for no reason. It has the flag on him, so. However, I will not stop using this guy. Because Tar is awesome. Not much to say about him, just an crit. And then we have the best crit trigger, not even close.
Dude, no.
And that is the
Tar?
And that is
Rashid.
That's Mr. Third Grade Art Contest winner himself, Dragon Knight Rashid.
That kid's got more talent than I do.
That kid does more talent than I do. I wish I had that much talent.
Then for draws, we got 2 Gatling
That
Claw,
much talent, honestly.
2 Gatling Claw, and 2 Seal
I
Dragon.
can't even draw a damn stick.
2 Seal Dragon Morgles. One of them might come out for a 3rd Gatling Claw, just because you got to kill those Judge Battles. But yeah,
I think I might be the only person on this planet who loves that deck.
Want Steel Dragon?
Yeah.
Grade 1. We
I
got
wouldn't admit it yet.
4 Protect Orb Dragons. The Generation Perfect Shield can only be used to protect your vanguards, but when you use it, if there's a copy of this in your drop upon resolution, then you get to unflip the damage. Really handy in this deck, obviously.
But does it resolve?
And we got 3 Calamity Tower Wyverns, your typical Soul Blast 2 draw card. You want to be Soul Blasting a lot in this, you can do infinite note works of constantly rewriting cross.
Did you just really take Infinite Blade Works and turn it into Infinite Dote Works?
I'm not the first person to say
I'm
that.
gonna have to ask you to leave this.
A lot of people are calling it Infinite Overlord.
I'm gonna have to ask you to keep this establishment.
Because the whole point is just rewriting, Soul Blasting, Legioning, rewriting, Soul Blasting, Legioning,
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave this establishment.
So yeah, we got 3. I own this establishment. So we got 3 Wyverns, and then we also have 2 Grom. A lot of people tell me to take this guy out, and I have to tell you guys no.
I'll tell you guys.
It's just really important to be able to unflip damage when you absolutely need to, especially when Overlords can keep hitting. It's just more things that can Soul Blast, because your Calamity Towers can get damage checked, obviously. I just like them too much to not use them. Then we got 2 Dragon Monk Gojos. Just your typical tap, discard to draw a card. Good person. And then we have 2 Lava Flow Dragons. I don't play any Blade Masters in this deck, so his top ability is kind of pointless. But he's just your Stride Assister. You can pitch him to equal 3 grade threshold, so you can stride by just pitching him. Very handy. On to the grade 2s. We have Burning Horn Dragon, 12k attacker as long as you have Overlord. A card on the Vanguard with Overlord in its name. This isn't much you guys haven't already seen before. Dragonic Overlord is not that hard of a deck to put together. 4 Dragonic Burnout. When he's placed on Vanguard, you can. Soul Blast 1. Oh no, when he's placed on Vanguard, you choose one of your Overlords, and your drop, put it on the bottom of the deck. Then you Soul Blast 1, and you get to retire any unit your opponent controls. Broken card. Probably one of the best retiring units, if not the best retire unit in the game. Just really powerful, really handy. And he's another way to Soul Blast for keeping the Overlord works together. And then we finish it off with 3 Neo Flame. Here's only 2 right now because I'm also talking about the Legion pair. Neo Flame's ability is when he's placed on rearguard. When he's placed on rearguard, he gains the ability Counterblast 1. Whenever a unit is retired in the same column as him, you can Counterblast 1 to kill something else in the same column. So if anything in front of him dies, you can Counterblast 1, kill the rest of the column. Really good unit because it also works if you attack a unit in front of him. As long as that unit goes to the drop, you can counterblast one, kill something. Guys, really.
That's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's what actually made it really good. Really good, and his Legionnaire is Tradition Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Overlord the Great. He obviously legions with him. His non-legion ability is that whenever his attack hits anything, you can kill something on rearguard that has the same name as something on Vanguard, so either another Great or another Neoflame, to choose any one of your opponent's rearguards to retire it. Just extra retiring ability. That effect's hardly ever used in this particular build. It was more used when you were playing straight Perditions with him and Dragon Newt, because you were playing, obviously, more copies of Great and Neoflame. I only have 3 Neoflame and 1 Great in this particular build. I know some people use more of him, some people use 4 of him. I just like 1 and 3. But his main ability for Legion is, as long as he's in Legion, he has the ability that whenever he attacks a rearguard, once per turn, whenever he attacks a rearguard, at the end of that battle, you can counterblast 1 and choose 2 cards from your hand and discard them. And then he gets to restand. So, pretty sweet. Obviously, you can't attack the Vanguard, restand, attack the Vanguard, gotta attack a rearguard first. So keep that in mind. But overall, he's still just a really solid card. It's another restander, put pressure, attack more units, blah, 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 blah. He's just really, really solid card. And I like the Legion rare pair. I wish I had more of these. And then on to the card we've all come here for, and that is 4 Dragonic Overlord at the end and 4 Dragonic Overlord at the cross. We all know what Dote does by now. If he's your only card on the field, basically, with Kagero in its name, he gets minus 2,000 power continuously, which obviously pretty much never happens in this day and age. Back then it kind of mattered, but not so much anymore, especially if you're in Legion, you always have another card with Kagero in its name. His other ability is, as long as you have a card called Dragonic Overlord in your soul, he gains power plus 2,000. Again, doesn't really mean anything because you're not playing another Dragonic Overlord. So that ability is also pretty much null and void in this particular build. And because in Legion, you wouldn't have that power for defense anyway, so there's no point in trying to make it work. But his main ability is, whenever his attack hits anything, rearguard or Vanguard, you can counterblast 2 and discard a Dragonic Overlord at the end from your hand to restand him. So counterblast 2, Persona Blast, restand. Real powerful, set 5, still flexing its muscle. Just really, really powerful card. And the cross is his Legionnaire, just a time-shifted version, basically, of Dragonic Overlord. His Legion ability is that when you perform Legion, you can search your deck for any card with the same name as something on Vanguard and add it to your hand. So you Legion with Dote, and you basically get to get another cross or another Dote to your hand. So you can either use his ability, which I'll get to in a second, or his ability. So you always have bullets to either restand or use the cross's ability, which is Counterblast 1. When this unit's attack doesn't hit anything, rearguard or Vanguard, you can counterblast 1 and discard a card in your hand called Dragonic Overlord the Cross to choose 2 of your opponent's rearguards and retire them. So when you attack anything, if it hits, you can counterblast 2, restand. If it doesn't hit, you can counterblast 1 and retire 2 units. Just simple design, but extremely, extremely powerful. The effects are very straightforward. This deck is very, very powerful in tournaments. The tournament scene is speeding up a little bit, which is kind of making this deck having to play a little catch up, but it's still hanging in there. It gets a little support soon with Fire's Collection 2015, but obviously I'll go over that card when it comes out. But overall, the deck is still really strong, really powerful, and just for shits and giggles, pretty much, you can also run the Generation deck in this, which doesn't have much variance in it because people pretty much play the same stuff. But I personally play in my Generation deck 4 Divine Dragon Knight Malmon, Stride, who has the ability that whenever his attack hits the Vanguard, you can choose one of your opponent's rearguards to retire it. It's pretty simple. Nothing earth-shattering, nothing groundbreaking, just a nice, solid, simple ability. When it hits, retire. And the other one you will run would be 4 Flame Emperor Dragon King Root Flare Dragon. His ability is choose a copy of him in your G-Zone, flip it face up. As long as you have 2 face-up units in your G-Zone. So basically it has to be your second stride for this ability to be functional. As long as you have 2 face-up cards in your generation zone. You choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire everything in that unit's column, including itself. So, really powerful. It's a really powerful. It's a way to get around resist units, because if one of the cards in the unit doesn't, or if one of the cards in the column doesn't have resist, you can just choose that column and retire that and force the resist card to be retired without having to target it. One of the few ways this deck has, one of if not the only way this deck has a way to try to circumnavigate the resist mechanic, but that's actually turning out not to be as powerful as we were all originally thinking. It's still going to be something you're going to have to.
I love that card.
It's still going to be something you're going to have to respect as future sets come out and resist maybe becomes more and more commonplace. But as of right now, resist isn't being used as much as we probably thought it was going to be. But yeah, that's pretty much the Dragonic Overlord deck. It's pretty much a real straightforward deck. Not many people are running too much variances. Some people take out a Dote for an additional Great. Some people play an extra Neoflame. Most people don't play Grom. I just do because I like unflipping. And they'll run additional either Calamity Towers or Gojos or even Lava Flow Dragons. I've even seen some people play Eat Nail Salamander for additional retiring. Your starter doesn't always have to be Red Pulse Draco Kid. I've seen some people running the Lizard Soldier from set 15 that gives your Overlord the ability that whenever his attack hits anything, you can retire something. I've also seen some people using Dragon Knight Siddig from set 14, where you can, whenever one of your opponent's regards is retired, you can put it into the result to retire something else. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Not much variance here. Remember to comment, like, subscribe. Remember to follow us on Facebook and check us out on Twitter. And we'll see you later.